Hello, welcome to this week's Wild Spirits News. My name is Sibylla and today I'm going to teach you the one in, one out method for having enough time. You know me, you know I can talk about prioritizing passions until the cows come home. But really the last thing I intend to do is to add one more thing to your already busy schedule. Because if you face it, if you're a human in the 21st century, chances are you already have a fairly full schedule. And passions are not something that you're supposed to also do on top of absolutely everything else that you're already trying to juggle. Thankfully, there's a really elegant method for creating time and space. And it's called the one in, one out method. And it's really simple and logical. It's a bit like maths, but the good kind of maths. So it's very easy to understand. And your mission today is to learn the one in, one out method for finding enough time. Task number one is called Learn the Method. And by learn the method, I'm actually splitting this into two tasks. So the first task is just to understand the basic principle. And as the name already suggests, it's one in, one out. So you add one thing to your schedule, and for everything you add to your schedule, you'll take something else out. That makes a lot of sense and it's very logical. There is a bit of a rub though. And the rub is that, as I said in the beginning, we are already too busy. So what we actually want to do is slow down, because if it's passions that you're adding to your schedule, they don't tend to fit into neat little half-hour slots somewhere. It doesn't work like that. If your passion, let's say your passion is creative writing, you're going to need more space and time, and especially your headspace. You can't have your energy frazzled in all directions, and that's not going to work. The nature of passions is a little less linear and logical than that. So the one in, one out method is a little more complicated than just adding a passion in and taking something else out. Not really complicated, still very simple, but how that exactly works, I'll explain to you in task number two. Task number two is called What to Add to Create More Time and Space. So this is the part where you take a piece of paper and a pen, or you open a new Word document in your computer. You need to write this down. Trust me, you're not going to keep it in your head. So pause the video if you have to, get something to write. And now you write down any task that is passions related that you would like to add to your schedule. Or if you're already doing it but would like to do more of, write it down as a task that you would like to do daily or 4 times a week or whatever. So write down items, let's say in the time space of a week. How many times? Like 7 times piano practice, there's my piano in the background, or whatever your passion is, or reading up on the subject that your passion is, if your passion is a study, or whatever your passion entails. So write down every item that you would like to add to your schedule to prioritize your passion. That's the first step. The second step is, for every one of these items in your schedule that you're adding to your schedule, you now kick out something else that is already in your schedule. And yes, I know this sounds crazy, but it's always possible. I've never found anyone where it isn't possible. Take something else out. Takes out cleaning the bathroom because you're hiring a cleaner. Take out doing the school run because you get your partner to do it once a week or twice a week or whatever. You might have to juggle a little bit. You might have to enlist help. Shock horror. I know we're totally resistant to enlisting help, but you need to let go of that resistance. You're a human being, which means you're part of a social network. You're not an island. So for every item that you would like to add to your schedule, take another item out. Step number 3 is you now look for an equal amount of items again that are items of self-care. So let's say in step number 1, you had 7 items of passion-related items that you'd like to add to your schedule. In step number 2, you took 7 items out of your schedule that are already in your schedule. So you kick those 7 out. Now you look for 7 acts of self-care that you can do per week. So And I'm just saying 7 because this is just an example. No, it depends on how many items you determined that you would like to add into your schedule in the first step. So now you look for the equal number of self-care items that you would like to add to your schedule. And step number 4, you guessed it already, you once again take the same number of items out of the schedule. So if you took out 7 in the first step, you take out another 7 now. Again, this might sound completely crazy. I promise you it's doable. You'll have to come clean with yourself and be honest with yourself. If you want to make passions a priority, if you want to stop rushing around all the time, if you would like to slow down and live a simpler life, at some point you're going to have to make a change, because it's not going to happen while you're still rushing around all the time and try to do everything at once. You'll have to give up some things. You have to say no to some things in order to say yes to having more time, more headspace, more self-care, and most importantly, the time and headspace to prioritize your passion. Task number 3 is, as usual, let me know. Hit the reply button and let me know what you think. Do you think this is completely crazy? Do you think it's not going to work for you? Even if you think you can't do this, just let me know. And if you do, if you are doing it, then tell me about your experiences and about how this is what this is doing in your life. I'll reply to every email, I promise. And if you didn't get the link to the email, to the link to the video in an email, that means you're not part of the Wild Spirits community yet, and you should join us. Go to wildspiritscoaching.com and fill in that little form there. You will get 1 email per week. It's 100% spam free, and you'll get extra information and articles. You get recommendations of books and other resources. And sometimes you get exclusive offers that are only for my subscribers that nobody else ever gets to see. So go to wildspiritscoaching.com and sign up, or you can Google Wild Spirits Coaching, that'll get you to my website as well. Thank you for watching.